because Auburn coach Gus Malzahn got a vote of confidence that his job is not under scrutiny. He'll remain the head coach for the foreseeable future. Here's my thing with that, and I'm friends with a lot of Auburn people here down in South Florida. Why was his job even under scrutiny in the first place? That's my question. This guy beat Alabama twice in the last 4 years. And I think this is obsession with Auburn wanting to be Alabama. But Alabama at this point is such an anomaly. They're at least this year, through 10 weeks, 11 weeks, they are a historically great team right now. Like, they're probably one of, if not the best team ever seen in college football history. So this obsession with Auburn wanting to be like Alabama, it is what it is. You know, you fire Gus Malzahn, where are you going next then? Because you're not getting Nick Saban, or anybody like Nick Saban. So I don't understand why his job was even on the line. This guy had you in the national championship game in 2013. You guys competed last year, up to the SEC championship game last year. You know, you guys are always in the mix. I don't understand this obsession wanting to change coaches just because. And these boosters are idiots. Sorry. G, go ahead.
Hey, you know what this is? It's just close proximity to Alabama. It's kind of like if you live on a block with another married couple across the street from you, and the guy across the street is like probably 10 times more successful than you are, and your wife just says, "Oh, look, he just bought his wife a new car. Oh, yeah, he only went on a 2-week trip to Hawaii." And you're like, "Yeah, I get it. That's pretty much what Auburn's going through right now. Like, all their fans, everything is Alabama. You know, and you can only do with what you have. And right now you have Gus Malzahn, and you're going to lose a lot of five-star and 4-star recruits to Bama because they're right there with you. You know, unless Auburn really gets one of these 4-star guys that can just take over and stay there for 3 years, because I always said that hurt them. If Cam Newton was there for 3 years, it probably would have changed the landscape for Auburn. You know, because Cam Newton was the most dominant force for 1 year in college football. You know, and there's no doubt in my mind he would have done that 3 years straight if he was in Auburn.
But,
you know,
but the coach was not Malzahn, though.
That kind of guy. They need a quarterback or a running back that could just stay there for 3 or 4 years, and they're already nationally prominent because they're Auburn. They need somebody who's going to attract the other recruits and build a core there.
Malzahn was the coach, though, right? On the Cam Newton team. It wasn't Malzahn, though. It was somebody else on the Cam team.
What happened?
Malzahn wasn't the coach, though, for the Cam Newton title team in 2010.
No. I'm just saying in general. Like, you need a guy like that to carry the torch so you could have, like, you just need a guy like that that's going to be the centerpiece, and you could attract the other recruits for years to come and start something.
Another thing, too, also, G, I don't get. So if they lost the A&M game on Saturday, would he have been fired probably after the end of the year? That's what I'm saying. The A&M game was the sticking point. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I'm saying I think the Auburn fans are just very touchy right now because they know they're nowhere in the ballpark with their rival, you know, and it sucks.
Kyle, go ahead, man. Sorry.
Well, yeah, listen, if you're Auburn, I like where he's going, and you may even want to keep Malzahn for this reason. Nick Saban, as robotic as his stuff is in fact human. This dude is going to retire sooner than later. That's the fact of the case. That is not a dispute. And if it is, you need to look that stuff up. It's called health, okay? How can you be in good health at this point in your life if you're Nick Saban? Oh, my God. But, you know, who would you even replace Gus Malzahn with is the next question. Now, you can speculate a bit. Are you that interested in Hugh Jackson? I doubt it. John Harbaugh might be out of a job in Baltimore.
We're getting there soon.
The playoffs. It's speculative. What's that?
So we're getting there. John Harbaugh, we're getting there.
Yeah. And maybe he's an option. It would be nice to see Harbaugh's coaching in college football, in my opinion. I'd like to see some more Michigan-Auburn games. That would be fun. But I don't, that's not a lock. He's right, though. You got to plant the flag in the ground. Malzahn's a guy who made a big impact by way of that Deshaun Watson team winning the national championship, making it a whole thing where he called out Colin Cowherd and all that stuff. The Cowherd actually even still brings up on his show on the regular to give him free pub. Listen, the guy is doing the best job he can in the shadow of Alabama, and give the guy credit. Year in and year out, the Iron Bowl is still a hell of a watch, and it's still a hell of a competitive game more often than not. What more can the guy do?
And for the record, he's beaten Saban multiple times already. I mean, I mean, he's probably the only guy who's done it. I mean, we have what? Urban Meyer did it once. I'm like my name, Clemson's coach. Dabo did it once. I mean, he's doing things that no one's doing, and we don't even consider Malzahn on that level of the head coach. And he's beaten Saban twice. So what are we doing here?
I don't know. And what people don't realize, too, is when you take out a coach like Malzahn, who has his own system in there, in place, he's recruited his own guys, you risk losing, because Malzahn is a good recruiter. He just isn't as good as, Saban, because he doesn't have that name with him. But, like, you risk losing your top guys, because they'll transfer out. The system doesn't fit them. And they never factor that in. Like, Malzahn's been there.
Yeah.
And as Kyle said, he's competitive. Like this year, I expected a lot more from Auburn. You and me, that EJ. It's been a disappointing year. But like after Gus Malzahn, all the other name you could really throw is maybe Les Miles, and that's it. And you're gonna be in the same spot. You're gonna be in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense to me. By the way, before we go to the NFL stuff, real quick, do we agree?